Did you know that over 55% of attraction is based not on what we say, but how we carry ourselves? That means your smile, your posture, even the way you glance at someone can spark more interest than words ever could. Crazy, right? Because when it comes to attraction, most people think it's about abs or lipstick. But the real story, it runs far deeper. Let's talk about it. Attraction. It's the invisible thread that pulls two people toward each other, often without them even realizing it. It's what makes a stranger look twice, what creates that flutter in your stomach. And sometimes it's the spark that starts an entire love story. But here's the thing. Attraction isn't just about looks. It's a psychological maze of instincts, hormones, emotions, and even culture. What attracts a man may repel a woman, and what seems irresistible to one person may go completely unnoticed by another. We've all asked the question at some point, why am I drawn to certain people? Why do I chase after someone who isn't good for me and ignore someone who is? You see, attraction is complicated. It's influenced by biology, upbringing, subconscious cues, and even the way someone smells. Yes, really, your scent can be more powerful than your smile. In this video, we'll decode the science and psychology of male and female attraction. Not from a fantasy lens, but from the ground up, using real studies, real psychology, and real human behavior. And by the end, you'll not only understand why you're drawn to who you're drawn to, but also how to make yourself unintentionally magnetic without changing who you are. Let's break it all down. Let's start by challenging everything you think you know about attraction. Most guys think women are mostly attracted to good looks or money. Most women think men only chase after beauty or youth. And yes, there's a kernel of truth in all those beliefs, but they're far from the whole story. The problem is, we're bombarded by media, dating apps, and influencers telling us what's hot and what's not. We start thinking, if I was taller, she'd like me. If I looked more like that Instagram model, maybe he'd notice me. But science tells us something different. In study after study, researchers have found that people often misjudge what others actually find attractive. For example, men often overestimate how much women care about muscle size, and women often underestimate how much men value kindness and emotional warmth. Even worse, we confuse sexual attraction with emotional attraction. We assume that because someone flirts, they're serious, or because someone is friendly, they're romantically interested. These misconceptions create heartbreak, miscommunication, and missed connections. So what's really going on? Why are we drawn to some people and not others? To answer that, we need to go deeper. Let's look at attraction from the inside out. Biologically, attraction is your body's way of saying, this person has traits that could help me survive, thrive, or build a family. For men, evolutionary psychology suggests that visual cues often trigger attraction. Clear skin, facial symmetry, signs of health and fertility, like youth or certain waist-to-hip ratios, are all subconscious indicators of reproductive health. But for women, it's more layered. Women often look for indicators of stability, strength, emotional intelligence, and confidence. Not because they're gold diggers, but because, historically, survival meant choosing a partner who could protect and provide. It's not just physical strength, it's emotional stability and resourcefulness. But attraction doesn't stop at biology. Psychologically, we're drawn to what feels familiar and safe. Ever notice how someone reminds you of a past crush, or even a parent? That's not an accident. Your brain is constantly scanning for patterns. If someone speaks like, smells like, or acts like someone from your past, your brain lights up and says, I know this, I trust this, I want this. But the wildest part? Traits like confidence, passion, humor, and ambition trigger attraction far more than abs ever will. Why? Because confidence signals certainty, passion signals purpose, and purpose, that's attractive. Because deep down, we all want to be part of a bigger story. When someone radiates direction, it pulls people in like gravity. Even the way you carry yourself, your posture, your tone of voice, your eye contact, sends out signals of self-worth. And here's the real kicker. Attraction grows when someone makes you feel seen, safe, and significant. So if you can do that, you're halfway there. So, what's the big secret? Here it is. Attraction isn't a fixed formula. It's a dance between biology, psychology, and social energy. Sure, there are universal cues, confidence, kindness, chemistry, but at the core, attraction is deeply personal. Some people are attracted to mystery, others to vulnerability. Some want a partner who leads, others crave a partner who listens. And these preferences, they change over time. A man in his 20s may chase beauty, but in his 30s he might crave peace and emotional safety. A woman may be drawn to the thrill of unpredictability when she's younger, but later long for steadiness and emotional depth. Even society plays a role. Cultural trends, media influence, and peer opinions shape what we think we want, until we meet someone who makes us question it all. And the people we're attracted to, they often reflect where we are in our own emotional journey. Think about that. Sometimes we chase after people who don't want us because deep down we don't feel worthy. Other times we push away people who care because we fear vulnerability. So if you really want to understand attraction, you have to understand yourself. Because the more aligned you are with your values, your emotions, your sense of self, the more likely you are to attract someone who truly fits you. Let's bring it all together. Attraction is not just about looks. It's a complex blend of instinct, personality, past experiences, and even timing. What attracts one person might do nothing for another. Because we all carry different wounds, different dreams, and different definitions of love. Some people are drawn to passion, others to peace. Some crave adventure, others want emotional safety. But one thing is clear. Confidence, authenticity, kindness, and emotional intelligence are attractive across the board. So instead of changing yourself to fit someone's type, become someone who's comfortable being you. Because the most magnetic people are those who don't chase approval, but create connection. Now it's your turn. Think about it. Who were you most attracted to in your life? And what does that say about you? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. And if this video sparks something in you, watch our next episode where we break down how first impressions trick your brain in love, because that might just change the way you see attraction forever.